Well, here I am out on the water for my first bass fish of a new season. It's mid-October already, and in a lot of places I know they're already catching plenty of bass, but it's been a fairly slow start to spring down here in my corner of the world. Still quite cool and the water feels fairly cold, but thought I'd head out and see if I could find a bass anyway. I'm seeing some water dragons on the banks, which I reckon is a really good sign. So let's see how we go. I'm going to kick off as I usually do in the last couple of years with a little chatterbait. I really like them. They're a nice versatile subsurface offering, and then I've got a surface lure rigged as well for later in the day. That might be a little bit hopeful at the moment. It just feels a bit cool, but you never know. It's still quite bright too, so I've slipped my sunnies on and I start probing those likely spots. It's all about getting the bladed jig in there, getting it down and working it back to the kayak. The water's incredibly clear, and because of that I'm speeding up my retrieve. I'm actually retrieving quite quickly. I don't want to give the fish too good a look at the lure, and I figure with it being so clear they're going to see it from a fair distance and hopefully just accelerate across and hit it. If the water was dirtier, I would definitely slow down. One of the nicest things about this lure style is the way you can cover the entire water column. But so far nothing's happening. That's okay, I've got a couple of hours to find a bass. And it doesn't pay to relax your concentration. Bronzed back lightning can strike at any moment. Yes, oh, all right. Oh, he's a good fish. Oh, first bass of the season. Oh, and he's a nice one. I've got to get my net. Oh, he's a big fish. Where's my net? Oh, no. Oh. I pulled the hook on him right at the net. I nearly got a shot at him after he got off. That fish was 50 centimetres. That was a big fish. Oh, no. No. I'm gutted. My hands are shaking. First bass of the season. It may have ended up being the biggest bass of the season. That was a thumping fish. I got it that far from the net. The hook pulled out. I made a lunge with the net, but he took off like a rocket when it pulled. Nothing for it but to push on upstream and keep trying. But as it turned out, that wouldn't be my last unlucky break for the afternoon. Well, the whole reason I have a pedal-powered kayak is to keep my hands free, and what have I done? Hit a log and broken the rudder cable, so I can't steer anymore. I'm having to use the paddle to steer, so it's not ideal, but I'll fish on. I wonder what else can go wrong, or maybe my luck will change. To be honest, it's pretty cool just being here in an environment like this. I love this stuff. Although I must say it's a pain having to constantly put my rod down to pick up that paddle. The river's quite low and there are some pretty shallow stretches too, possibly exacerbated by the many irrigation pumps that you can probably hear in the background. But that's okay. I don't mind getting out and dragging the yak where necessary. Whatever it takes. And with some pre-storm front clouds now rolling in, I also make the decision on spec to switch to my surface lure a bit earlier than I normally would, a change that produces almost immediate results. Yes. Oh, that's a good boil. That's a good fish, I think. Oh, nice fish. Where's my net? I'll see if I can get this one in. Yes. Not in the league of that one I missed, but still a nice fish, especially off the surface. Oh, wow. Oh, smoking it like a big cigar. Look at that. Oh, he came off too. Gosh, he had that lure down deep and yet it still came out. Right. Chunky mid-40s fish, probably 43, 44 to the tips. As I said, nothing like that big one that I lost, but still a lovely fish. And that's what I got him on, the whopper plopper. I do love these lures. Oh wow. Alright, I better get him back in. That's a relief after my earlier misfortunes, and little did I guess that it would mark the beginning of a memorable topwater bite. Oh yeah, that could be a good spot. I was fishing with even keener anticipation now, really concentrating on getting that surface lure into the strike zone and working it as temptingly as possible. That means slowly, with lots of little pauses and manipulation of the rod to make my offering look like something alive and struggling to swim. But I was still having to regularly pick up that paddle to manoeuvre the yak. Definitely not ideal. But I was doing my best to make it work. And watch what happened next. Concentrate on that sputtering surface lure as hard as I am. Don't take your eyes off it. Yes! Oh, good fish too. Thank goodness he went out to the left, away from the log. But he's going back in there now. Oh, big fish. Big fish. Oh, there's my net. Oh, he's burrowing deep. He's trying to get into the timber. Oh, what a cracker. Oh, I love this surface fishing. Oh, I want to get him in the net. He's in. This is a big one. This is close to the one that I lost. Oh my goodness, it's so heavy. Oh yeah. That probably is as big as the one that I lost early on. Oh, I'm shaking. It was a fairly subtle take, really, for such a big fish. They just, they're confident. They can just eat whatever they want. Now, I've got to not get a treble in my finger. That would be good. I'll get my pliers out. Oh boy. It's really interesting. Since I broke my rudder cable, I've switched to the surface and slowed right down with my fishing and my presentations because I can't cover as much water. And guess what? I'm catching more fish. Wait until you see this thing. Ooh, that is a serious bass. I can't even hold him. Oh, I'd like to get a length on this one. Look at the size of that thing. I'm going to put it in the net and get a length because That is a cracking bass. I put the bass in the water in my net and paddled ashore to measure it. Get her nose right up against there. Oh. She's a genuine 50 to the tips, 50 and a half actually. What's that fork? 47.75 fork. Oh, gotta get her back in. Come on, big girl. I'm gonna release you in here. What a fish. What a magnificent fish. Alright, she's ready to go. She doesn't know she's free. Look at that. With hands still shaking from catching one of the biggest wild river bass of my life, I'm straight back into it. And the fish are still very much on the job. Watch that lure again. Oh, big fish. Big fish. He might have felt it, I think. They're liking the surface. Put it back up there, but I don't know that he'll come back. The anticipation is palpable. I felt just a little bit of contact with him, so I'd say he won't come back. And unfortunately, I was right about that. He, or more likely she, didn't come back. What a shame. It's the only thing with the surface. You do miss a few. But it's such good fun. The light's fading, the clouds are continuing to build up, and I'm fishing on. And sure enough... Yes. Oh yes, that's a good fish too. Oh, come on. That was a good boil. Oh, geez, they pull. I reckon I can lift this one on the leader rather than use the net. Just a little 38, maybe 40. Oh, gotta be so careful of the hooks. They do like these whopper ploppers. They've definitely become my favourite surface lure. Have a look at the scar on that one. You see that kind of scarring a lot on wild river bass, and it's normally right there in midships. I guess they've probably been grabbed by a cormorant when they were a bit smaller, or even at this size. They've escaped. And it's healed up. It doesn't seem to do them any harm. They're tough fish. Beautiful. What a session this is turning into. I'll keep probing those areas close to the snags and the undercut banks in the hope of finding a couple more willing bass. Oh, yes! Yes, yes, yes! Oh, there's some nasty timber there, and he's found it. Oh, I've still got him, but he's round a log. This is the problem with not having a rudder. I can't manoeuvre over there very easily. It's all right, I'm pulling myself to the fish. Got him out. No, I didn't. He's still round the log. Listen to the line grinding. Oh, I've got him out, got him out. Whoo-wee. Another fish in that 38 to 40 centimetre range. Really fat, fighting fit. Actually, he's probably a bit bigger than these, probably about 41. This is a pretty good surface bite. Okay, you're off, mate. You don't know yet. There we go. Oh, while I'm in here, I'll try one up along these logs. This is going to be interesting if I hook one over the top of these logs. Might have been lucky not to hook one there. Alright, I'll get myself outside here and try a few more up along this way. While the tangled snag piles and submerged logs are the prime spots, fish will also tuck in along these banks, many of which have deep undercuts for the bass to lurk in. It pays to work it all over really thoroughly, especially when there's a bit of an obvious bite time happening, as there seems to be right now. Get one further back in. But it also pays to avoid those overhanging branches. Oh no. I've fired my lure straight into one, producing a monumental backlash. Yep, everyone gets them, no matter how long you've been fishing. There's nothing for it but to take a deep breath and start unpicking the bird's nest. Pulling at the loops and crossovers usually does the job, but it might take a minute or two. Just be patient and work calmly at the task. Nearly there, but get all the loose loops out and then retrieve the line while squeezing it between your fingers to tension it. That's important. Now, I've just got to get my lure out of that tree. Success, and I'm back in business. I'm on my way back downstream now towards the car, but I'll obviously fish my way back. It's a great time of the evening. Oh yes, there's one there. A looker, but no conversion. Keep tweaking that lure. Oh, a little fella. Rip the lure in and fire it back into the zone. It looks really good in that snaggy corner. It's sure to hold a couple of fish. It's just a matter of getting the lure in exactly the right spot. That is the spot. Oh yes, oh, I got him. Oh. I don't know who's got who. He's in the timber. I got him out. Oh. Had to be one under there. Oh, he's not a monster. Nice way to finish up though. I'm just about out of light. Of course I can keep catching him in the dark, but I just love that visual aspect during the day. And let's face it, you wouldn't be able to see much if I kept going into the dark. Look at that. Nice fish in that mid to high 30s range. Another one for the whopper plopper. And that's where he came from. In under that tree, and I actually managed to get the lure under the tree. It deserved a fish. Oh my gosh, you should see what I pulled him out of. It is gnarly country down in there. Wow. All right, I'll put him back in where he came from, under the tree. Off you go, mate. He'll be harder to catch next time. Well, that's about it. I'm gonna pull the kayak out, load it up onto the trailer and head for home. What a great little session that turned out to be after a fairly tough start. Catching them on the surface is just the best. I love it. Hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, give me a thumbs up down below. And if you don't already subscribe to the channel, well, you know what to do. All right, I'll catch you next time. Tight lines.